Earlier today, the patch notes for update 7.1 for PUBG on Xbox One and PS4 were released. And as I was scrolling through, I was curious to see all the different fixes that were going to be applied for update 7.1 because we know Vikendi is being added, a new sniper is being added, but not much else is actually being added to the game besides a new survivor pass. And then I came across something that I just never expected to see: bots. With update 7.1, bots are being added to the game. And this just came as a shock because I had no idea that this was even being implemented, and it seemed like it went under the radar of all the major data miners and leakers because I guess they only focus on the PC version of the game. Bots will be coming to PC at a later date, but they're not being introduced right now. And Hawkins on Twitter did mention that competitive mode on PC will not have bots, but bots will be used to fill out the lobbies, and I think their main intention is to help new players along. As you probably are aware, PUBG is a really hard game to get used to, and if you're just starting out, facing all these players that have been playing for 2.5 to 3 years can be a significant challenge. So the hope is adding bots to new player lobbies will actually help these players move along and get better at the game without getting just smashed every time they get in a firefight. That would discourage anyone from playing ever again, and they might just delete the game after a few matches. Now, unfortunately, we didn't get a test server, so we have no way to test this out, so fingers crossed that this just doesn't absolutely break the game, and the game just doesn't get ruined by this change. Hopefully there's no increased crashing, no increased lag, or anything like that. Hopefully the bots are balanced as well. There's a post on the PUBG forums going over some of their movement details, the shooting that they'll do, and the looting, because if they have too much loot, it can be a huge problem. They'll just be loot goblins, and they can just be what we like to call loot boys for anybody that kills them because they have all these items. Or if they have too little of loot, it's not even worth going after them. But yeah, we'll just have to see. Obviously, bots should have worse aim than the average PUBG player, and especially if you're trying to make it easier for newer players to get associated with the game, bots should be pretty easy to kill. I'm going to go over update 7.1 in a separate video on the day that's going to actually come out, which is April 27th or April 28th, depending on what region you live in. But I wanted to highlight this change because it's something major that's actually coming into the game. It can have huge implications for the future. The ratio of bots in each match is dynamic. It'll change according to the player's skill and the matchmaking pool in each region. So if you're having trouble finding matches in your region, you're gonna likely have a bunch of bots in your lobby. This will increase your kills and increase your stats, so I'm not sure how valid those things will be, but the stats are divided by region and play type. Like for me, I play North America and third person perspective. I likely will not see very many bots at all because my lobbies fill within a couple seconds it seems, and I get a match no problem. Bots will be able to join all queue types, solo, duo, and squads, but they will not be placed on teams with real players if you queue with randoms. Also, bots' actions are limited. They can walk, run, crouch, prone, shoot, vault, swim, parachute obviously, and loot. But leaning, jumping, ledge grab, and the use of throwables will be added at a later date. So they're not going to be able to do everything that you can do or that a real player will do, but they should be able to do enough to get by, loot some things, be a distraction for some players, and be easy kills hopefully. Also, actions against bots are counted towards missions and the survival mastery system and everything, so it's not going to take away the kills that you get if you kill a bot player. And you can't actually spectate a bot unless there are no other real players alive, which would be a sad thing to see. And like I said, for now this is only coming to console and it's going to be implemented with update 7.1, the first iteration of it at least. Hopefully it will improve in the future and we can fill out the lobbies with bots that can actually drive, or they can throw throwables, they can do other things like that. But overall, I think it's actually a good thing because there are some players in the Oceania region or some other regions that just don't have the player count to actually play games. They have to wait a long time to fill out matches. They've done this in other battle royales as well, and I know a lot of people will be upset about this because it takes away some of the integrity of the game. So we'll see what this does, we'll see how it impacts the game. I'm sure it's something that can just switch off and they can change some things around if things aren't working. We'll just have to give it a try and see what it's like. As always, make sure to like the video if you enjoyed and subscribe to stay up to date on everything that I publish. Let me know what you think in the comment section below, and also follow me on Twitter at YTBoris15. But with all that said, I hope you guys have a good rest of your day. Till next time, I'll see you later.